think I'm settled with this. Pokimane is actually, if we split into personalities, Pokimane would be on the fire side. Alright, and on the wind side we have Belle Delphine. Huh. Cool, okay. Except PewDiePie starts with P. She smiles enough, but Belle Delphine smiles even more. Ridiculous. Can't fucking stop smiling. And you know what screams PewDiePie? Marcia screams PewDiePie, okay? Literally her face right now. There were memes about it, that they look alike. And I don't take this lightly. Personality-wise, I believe we found a match. Alright? And Belle Delphine, well, happens to be a little bit more, cooler? Who knows? That's what wind is supposed to do. Be cool and shit, and fire makes you a good business woman in this case, because that's what Pokemon's supposed to do. Run a business of herself. It's kind of lame. It's kind of deep too. Deep in problems. As from the last episode, I just draw the matrix as like, hey guys, this whole thing is gonna be problems. Alright? Not much else. I'm gonna be stacking things that will actually stab me in the back as I'm trying to do YouTube for whatever reason. The best reason to do it is like, I'm bored, I love doing things, let's do things, let's talk about people. Let's talk about how I lost 5% of my subscribers. Screw me, I guess. 108? Nope. Let's go to 103, because I offended a bunch of people. Who knows how? They will never create... they will never have enough tea to spill on me, because, like, there's not enough of you guys. Maybe you should have just waited, you know, until I create an actual movement of, like, ban this person from the internet. Wouldn't that be amazing, you know, be a part of that? But, see, that's how you lose subscribers. I just offend everyone. And that's, game over for that career. Let's start a new one, alright? I don't get offended by this shit. But I do have to take notice of what's going on. I don't care about how many subscribers I have, or how many subscribers anyone has. Honestly, if they're influential, I can make a hit piece about them. So I made 3 of them so far. Notably, Annoying Oranges just went out of control and actually stepped up to the game. Dr. Phil comes second. I will call him Dr. Pill, because that's actually Annoying Orange reference now. He steals it from me as well. I called it Dr. Pill this whole time, if you haven't noticed. Alright? That was what's cranking up the points. So, it's not like Annoying Orange invented it or anything. It's just a pretty cool pun. And I need puns. Alright. And then you have Pokey, obviously. In the bottom. Barely scrapping, you know, the bottom of the barrel because she's not a YouTuber. Jesus. She's a streamer. And I hate streamers, okay? I exclusively hate streamers because they're wasting my time. Alright, don't look into my videos and pretend that I'm streaming my rant videos. I have to sit down and really think of how to improve myself, not to just throw content out for hungry people, because I don't look like content. I don't even show my face, and I probably can't even afford none of that shit anymore. Alright? Back in the day, streaming was like, yeah, I can probably do that. And then I changed my mind. And yes, it still went up in, you know, stocks. It could have given me an opportunity to maybe do Hearthstone for a living. That would be pretty crazy. But at the same time, fuck Hearthstone. it doesn't, it sucks, as always, alright? I'm sure I can find more and more reasons to hate Hearthstone than actually like it. And there's probably other games out there that I should experience by now, you know, and try to dig deeper into those games. I spent so much time in Hearthstone, I don't know where to go next. It's sad. So there's tons of problems. Literally, that's my life right there. That's what makes my life not boring, is realizing how many problems there might be. And every single time I talk about someone, I talk about a piece of myself that I hate as well, perhaps. Or a piece that I should improve about myself. Or maybe, just maybe none of this matters. We're just gonna ignore the fools. The people who can't make a good YouTube channel. Yes, they might have negative influence on me. Yes, they might create a tiny bit of a problem. The biggest problem is Annoying Orange right now. It's unbeatable, but it's new. Alright? Eventually it will run out of content and become a terrible YouTube channel like everyone else. What am I gonna do with Annoying Orange if it doesn't actually compile enough content for me to watch anymore? But right now, it's still doing pretty great, and every single year you can probably fill in like 2 days with Annoying Orange content anyways, right? But right now on my list comes another girl. As it's appropriate, it's gonna be guy versus a girl all the time. So there's equality. Awesome. Let's call her Delphine for short. Alright. Poor, not a word you have to say on YouTube, but or you should be scared to say on YouTube, but since censorship is a thing now, since people are going in history as like, oh, the first thing we have to do is go straight into blocking and abusing other people and shutting down their content, flow of content or whatever. It's the first thing we have to do in history, is try and slow down how many people can say things. Alright? Slow down, because yes, it's a constant flow of things, and the new things are always better than the old things. But we also have to like slow down certain people who say weird things as well. I don't necessarily like this sort of direction that YouTube takes, but since I can always go back in time and not care about what YouTube did in general, I can probably change where YouTube goes anyways. So I can imagine a world different than it used to be. And this simply is a turning point, but also a point of convincing people that this is what would have happened. You know, this is how what history would have looked like if we took a little bit of a better route, potentially, doing something different and being a little bit more smarter. Because this is probably the most straightforward thing. Eventually, if we don't like something, we just hammer it down into non-existence and we don't think about it at all. But if we just think a little bit more, who knows what YouTube would look like in general. Is this somehow connected to my hit piece? Yes. I mean, YouTube could look like more of an internet site, or at least embrace internet as a whole, or embrace people as a whole, to like present yourself on YouTube and then do whatever you want on the rest of the internet, okay? Basically, YouTube is supposed to kind of provide tools for people to build their profiles here, and then if people like you, they will follow you whatever you are on the internet otherwise. And that's, I think, the beauty that you can take away from Belle Delphine, because it's the most obvious thing. YouTube is not gonna host porn. You have to find it somewhere else. End of story, basically. And similarly to Twitch that we just covered, you have to be somewhere else potentially to get that better scoop of content, or some kind of special interaction deal may be available for you. Because you have to look out for those. Those are the most important ones, where you're capable, or someone opens up for your influence, right? For your input, for your comment. They're gonna read it out loud and react in real time. That's pretty good. If you don't have to simp and send $5 for it, that's pretty good. If someone can promise that, I think that's a very good Twitch feature to have, to crown people who actually respond. You know, to give them attention and see what happens. There's a lot of internet mysteries yet to be solved of what is possible. And right now, we're just on the bottom of the barrel, suffocating from Bitcoin. As if it's gonna fucking change the world. Probably not. But hey, we'll see. You just have to be very patient, because none of this is actually for you as a person who wants to enjoy the internet. Alright? Still have the same fucking porn, political bullshit going on, and some not so spicy drama, and connected with whatever news, where you get your news basically about drama as well. Who knows? It's so complicated. It's such a complicated mess, but also very easy to understand that internet's not gonna deliver you anything special at the moment. It's a complicated mess because, you know, if I open up my subscription box, I don't think I'll find anything. And the craziest thing of all, I would prefer, by any means, this to be on front of my, the name of the channel to be in front of my subscription box. You can kind of do that right now by using this. And if you know, if someone actually uploaded, but you cannot prioritize this list, so what's the point, right? It doesn't actually work. So I have to tune in every day and hope that a person that I actually admire uploaded, and potentially, yes, it would be nice to just have 2 channels with different subscriptions, different levels of subscriptions, I would say. What? What happened to Belle Delphine? She got banned again? What is happening? Is that even possible? That's not possible. What? What's going on? What the fuck? What? I was about to make a hit piece, and now fucking weird shit is happening 4 hours ago, 8 hours ago. What is happening? Alright, just some backlash for what she was doing. And I think this is the good statement to end it on, what Philip D says. It's a trigger warning. She is the trigger warning. This is a fucking trigger. 2 million subscribers with 2 videos? What's going on? That's a fucking trigger warning. Just use common sense, Jesus Christ. So, shit, man. There's nothing. Believe me, there's nothing. Maybe Logan Paul interview is worthwhile, because I still haven't gone through with it, but that's... this is... The rest of the internet reacting to her porn video or whatever, like, that's... it's not exactly what I want to go deep into. And honestly, it is gonna be a challenge, as you can tell. How am I fucking gonna give Belle Delphine any points whatsoever? How is she gonna qualify as a barely decent YouTuber? Barely. Influencer. How is this gonna work? We have to invent new rules. that's pretty good. Alright, Annoying Orange has broken through some benchmarks. That was fascinating. I was scared my ass off the moment he breaks 250. I'm like, okay, where's it gonna go? Eventually I have to give up. And I pushed through that 1 hour of content because I can do it. I have done it so many times, and somehow the time just stops for these people. These people are special. Alright. I hate being a part of the internet like this, you know? When people just outrage over some fucking Belle Delphine bullshit. So how do you normalize a girl like this? That creates a trigger out of herself to the point where that's what she does. The real trigger warning is like, maybe we don't like you as much as you think. Maybe we don't allow you. Maybe we don't consent to your bullshit on the internet as much as you believe. That is the trigger warning, honestly, that we need to receive. That is the apology that we need to receive. It's like, act normal and tease people into your stupid bullshit and see how that works. Alright? How much work you actually have to do to bridge normal into, you know, your fantasy world of insanity. Because, like, it gets so fucking weird in that sense. Let me start the dart, basically. Attempt number 2. I actually had some points already, but please carefully bridge between normal presentation, alright, of yourself into your fantasy world. Alright. I allow people to jump into my Discord, but I know it's gonna get really weird really quickly if you just believe everything is important. Just stay in your fucking corner and allow yourself to open up the mind and become more interactive, or lose yourself and pretend that this is not for you, basically. Right? I don't think I have a presentation of myself on the internet, generally. Maybe I am a normal person to begin with because I don't edit my videos, and that's all that it takes. It's like, do whatever you do as often as you can. Proof of work yourself over and over again. And just make sure you're not too edgy, or that edge is like obscured by the sheer amount of work that you have to do. So for me personally, if I do 3 hours in a rant video, that means I have hidden myself quite well no matter what I said or did, and eventually another rant video is gonna pop in and just completely wash away all those problems. Especially when I'm not popular, I don't have to worry about what I say at all. Almost I don't have to worry about anything. And the moment I get popularity, the moment I can get cancelled, I should just appreciate that it's even possible in the first place. I don't want to get cancelled because I want to be YouTube CEO. What am I going to do? I'm doing all this work, dude. So I did literally 3 rant videos in between, I believe. But here comes the time to make a hit piece. What did I found so far? There's no fame without drama. Okay. We're gonna rephrase everything. Oh, oops, I needed to be patient, but I came first. And gave away cashews. This is definitely a sexual reference. Alright, I'm not sure exactly. Potentially requires a kissy emoji. Just so you know, it's a little bit on the nose. But the idea is, like, you have to be patient in general. In life in general. But when it actually happens, when you actually have the ability to do something in life, don't be patient. Because you'll need to be patient later anyways. In other words, if you have the ability to earn $10, do it. And don't wait until you have the ability to earn $50. Just take that opportunity. So the same way, if you have the ability to feel good in the moment and establish a quick relationship, and yes, that could be a reference to sex, just do it. Alright? And be patient about it later. It's kind of my motto in life. I'm like super patient. Hey guys, I'm very virgin right now. Super patient. I hope something happens one day. But yes, I'm not willing to just travel to America just because it holds all this drama in there. Alright? Shut up about it. The closest country I am in is UK. It's the closest I can get to American culture. And I still don't like it. Alright? I was there. They could have taken me. But less about me, obviously. But that's the difficulty of a hit piece, okay? There's a lot about me that I need to know, that I have to keep reminding myself. Otherwise, I will go insane just watching this bullshit that Belle Delphine puts on the internet. And I have to organize it somewhere and apply some kind of a value tag on it. If we spend 1 hour just talking about how uncomfortable I am about porn on YouTube, in whatever shape or form that comes. However, Belle Delphine does not make porn. She just did something weird in the end of the year, and it's in the world of feelings, it's not exactly porn. It's the edgiest thing you can get, basically. Alright? It's something you still have to be patient about, even if you have seen it once. So what I say to myself, I'll probably still have an interesting time at re-experiencing this whole thing. But, you know, I have to wait for it until I actually care. And right now, it's a wonderful time to talk about it, because the way I ended up my rant video was like, wait. Or just my feeling in general in life right now. It's like, there's literally nothing else to do but to look at pretty women right now. And just keep staring. Because they're the ones who are active right now. They're the ones surrounded by men's attention, and men themselves don't actually get much at all. So, but you still get to watch those girls, you know, do whatever with all this attention that they get. So it's like, I guess I have to buy a truck of popcorn and just hope that's my survival tactic. You know, just watching pretty women is gonna save my life somehow. Why is this so important? You do have to take care of vibes, you have to take care of emotions. They're the ones experiencing things, but they're the ones kind of telling their own stories, you know, in a mumble rap way, basically. I can't talk to you right now, but I hope you like what you see. You know, it's almost like they're holding your hand over the internet, which is like a very intriguing experience. Alright. Women may be holding your hands over the internet to share their experience of whatever matters to them. And if you appreciate them fully, maybe you'll find the true beauty in a girl. I still have to look up here. I want to rephrase everything that we did here in terms of what insights I have gathered So we're gonna look into that very closely now. I'll pretend that everything has to be recycled. Literally everything. I would love to do science, but it's so scary, so I'm praying instead. Yes, whatever that means. Oh, wait. Now, the rules of the game is pretty simple. The heat points you're gonna get for Belle Delphine, we're gonna get, if it reaches 130, it's not that difficult to reach like a 50, alright, just by clicking. But if it reaches 130, she's confirmed to be decent. She has plenty of adrenaline or pre-baked points in here. Okay, 1020, that's a lot of points that she can just use and burn herself just like that and gain extra heat. This is how Pokemon gained from 225 to 125 to 130. I gave it a little push. Alright, so if everything goes wrong, there's a special trick basically. You get me aroused, you give me a good time, and if I'm happy, I'll push adrenaline. But otherwise, if I'm unhappy, I'll make it as miserably difficult as possible to reach that milestone. Most importantly, Belle Delphine sits at a comfortable 27 spot. So we have to know that. She's at 27 right now. And if she goes up in the tier list in a way, or in the top, let's see, 50 list, I don't know what's relevant right now. But in a top list, if she takes over some people, that's the rocket value. There are 3 values basically. Alright. So if she takes like 50% increase in her top score, that's what you're gonna get. So you have influence level, you have the heat level, that's probably the most relevant, and here's the influence, and then you have the top score changing. So those are the basic inputs, and then the most important rule: if I hit 1 hour, that's the hit. That was the hit piece. That's what I wanted to talk about this person. That's what they inspired me to do. That's what kind of influence I have received. It's almost like the greatest bystander of all time, because I seek for these things now more than ever before. I'm trying to just be professional about it. It's very difficult, by the way. I might just screw everything up. And most important part, most of the influence with the girls actually happen after the fact, after I make the hit piece, which, you know, it's a weird experience. Most of the points you will not get in the ending of the episode. It's just going to be shown on the title itself. I will update the title more than the video itself. So videos cannot catch up with the score that happened or the facts that happened. But it still is going to catch up on heat points, which is again the most relevant value that I'm trying to deliver. Which could still be screwed over, honestly. It could still be screwed over. But right now, that's what matters. That's the main rule. In 1 hour, what kind of level of heat can you gain? What kind of respect do I have for you in terms of like pressing the button as many times as I give a fuck to do that? Alright? And there's also a timer, so if I watch her content, I wait a little bit, unpress this button, she gets a few clicks in that timer fashion. 1 click for every 2 seconds. That's very slow, but it can be taken advantage of. So if she figures it out, like TikTok is probably gonna take advantage of it. And it's funny because it's a TikTok, right? It takes advantage of a clock, of a timer. Let's hope these statements work, because they're old school. I guess I will have to rephrase a little bit. I hate science. This is what I should be known for at this point. I just hate science. It's not fun anymore to me. It's like, if you find power in science, that's congratulations, but don't spread your nonsense beliefs to everyone. Alright? Whatever is in my hands, as like the smartphones that everyone has, the app that everyone has access to, you can make science out of that. You cannot make science out of like new cool things that are happening right now, because like usually it can potentially be a scam, it can potentially be misunderstood. And knowing from my experience as a game developer, I recognize that a lot of things that look good crash down in the end as a terrible and non-functioning piece of technology, I would say. But I don't think it's that relevant, actually. Because what does that even mean? I just gave you a stance on science, and none of this makes sense. And yes, Belle Delphine is an influencer, that's cool. Ah, yes. The rejection as well. Rejection is a topic that I really love to know about, because I literally introduced you guys to a straightforward way that YouTube was going. And it's like, oh, we only have to learn how to reject people we don't like, so that's going to allow more people to join in. But honestly, it also rejects a lot of, color that YouTube used to receive. Right now, I think it's kind of slow and lame. I mean, if Annoying Orange can survive and still be top tier, nothing really changed. Things kind of just got worse, and YouTube was not pushed into its full potential. If we just have a bunch of survivors, some of them keep building their worlds, and some of them getting cancelled and frustrated with the way things work. I mean, Niga Higa and Shane Dawson probably are the best examples of people I cared about, and they don't upload to YouTube much at all. It's like super sad moment for me. They would be tremendous influencers, better than Annoying Orange by any means, but they gave up on their work, and that's just impossible, right? For me, as a person who loves working every day, no matter what that is, maybe they just didn't found themselves to be doing exactly that. Just giving themselves allowance. I'm not saying they should do exactly as I do. They should just give themselves a little bit more allowance over time, not exactly immediately of like, oh, I can make a podcast now. You can't. You cannot make a podcast. You have to find your format, find something that fits you, because if your personality just jumps off, it will feel very awkward. It will feel like you don't belong watching this. It's not the same thing anymore. It's not the same kind of effort. And it's just the kind that matters, the kind that takes the cake. If something you're familiar with and it slowly changes into a different format, it will still reinvent itself. So, I enjoy a lot of Ryan Higa's music videos. It's pretty cool. But this whole career just crashed down and ended. I'm like, I can't believe this. There must be something wrong with YouTube. So I do believe that it's not just these two people. There's a lot of people in the background that I just didn't pick up on, that they're fading away and they don't know what to do. They're not feeling empowered on this platform. And someone like Belle Delphine taking the cake, I don't want to let that happen. Alright, maybe it's gonna be the first cancellation of like, no. Of the answer no to the question, are you a decent YouTuber? You know, it's... Mostly girls cannot actually enter YouTube space that easily. They have a very hard time here by any means. I don't think a single girl can actually do it besides singers, okay? Besides, like, hardcore entertainers that just don't do edgy things at all. Alright? They look good. They might do photo shoots. They make nice music. And that's all you need to know. Is an overall package. Maybe they show up in movies and shit. And you can watch something somewhere else on the internet about them. And that's what makes up the top tier list. The highest level of like people that I admire so much that or girls that I admire so much that, you know, I can't live without, honestly. I just imagine that they surrounded me. And I can interact with them whenever I want. In my imagination. Yep. That's how I have fun, because I literally have no friends, so fuck yeah, dude. So when we talk about Belle Delphine, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how I'll handle this one. I like drama, I don't like trauma. It's a very simple thing. It's almost like another reference to consent. Just a general sense of consent. I can also do this. Belle Delphine understands this as well. And she's like awesome, okay? Awesome to my kind of generation. That wants this kind of sexual suggestion content. But I don't want it too close either. It's just, I would love Belle Delphine to have her space. And find out how to present herself on YouTube properly. And maybe just act normal and then just, again, slowly bridge that gap into the world where like, well, but I'm not actually normal, you know, if you want to see some weird shit that I do, you know. So that would be amazing, like if a porn star could just feel free to make normal videos and appear normal and appear like she has an actual personality. That would be the most attractive thing ever. So, it still haven't happened. I wish a porn star had allowance to be normal on YouTube, because for me that's the most social platform ever. Anything else I have to fix, the best reason to be upset is because you lack opportunities. Yeah, there's a lot of bleed from a rant video, I feel. Those points don't fit the narrative necessarily right now. However, you know Belle Delphine is filthy rich by now. And it's almost like fucking stupid. She should just have a business where she employs girls, basically, to try and have a similar level of career success. And that's it, basically. That's what you do. Just empower other people, not yourself anymore. I think it's cringe. I don't think I even like how Belle Delphine looks and feels anymore. Just, she made nice music videos. That's pretty cool. Her ability to make entertaining content on YouTube, that is substantial. As long as she makes it not sexually suggestive to the point where, you know, she loses the channel. You know, you have to follow certain rules just because they exist, and you know you can actually follow them. You can actually get it done, alright? You can do that job. For me, I cannot stop swearing. And I hope you fucking shove it in your face, alright? How am I supposed to stop being angry, alright? That is just an emotion, an expressed emotion. is a natural expression of emotion that is this. The emotion of sweetness, of like, oh my god, I really want to have it in my mouth. Is that immediately sexually suggestive? Or what the fuck is going on, right? Yes, it's immediately thought-provoking, maybe. It's immediately power-provoking of whoever wishes that this would be suggestive or whatnot. But it's just, a person has to express this emotion, and Belle Delphine definitely fails that, alright? Fails that in such a hardcore fashion. I don't like her at all. But I like her as a person doing interviews and shit. That's always gonna be a normal thing. You cannot dodge normality in that sense. I just don't like an artist who believes that they can just appear out of nowhere and pretend to be an artist and not a normal human being first. There's something wrong with that. So they immediately will feel like, oh, I can go deeper into suggestion and like I don't know. I don't know how the face would look like. That would be the suggestion. Just wear some ears, basically. Or no, you have that face, that made Belle feel famous, the TikTok phase. Oh, I really want it right now. Wow. That is an extreme emotion. It's like if I started screaming, that's an extreme anger. So you don't have, and that's somehow attractive to some degree, but I call it just social anomalies. The things that become popular just because they're extreme, not because they're actually good. Good to have popular. They're just popular because they look bigger and stronger, but they're not better. They're just anomalies. They have the other qualities bigger in that sense and very hard to dodge. So things like that become popular because, there's always that grabbing hand of popularity of like, well, we haven't actually experienced this on the internet, so we have to have this community. So there's always a flash opportunity for a community to get created. And whether you take that opportunity or not, I don't know what that means. But it's, I think, a very profound idea. Trends are just there to make new communities. I call it just there because, like, maybe you just might belong to one community and you might even miss your shot, and it shouldn't bother you too much. The most important part is to just understand the possibilities, to look back into history and find the entrance point. It's like if you want a specific kind of porn, specific kind of fantasies, you know where to look for them. So that's going to be that thingy right there. The hand. I don't know if, well, it picks up this new thing and it puts in a spotlight, basically. It's like, oh, out of all those things, this one comes out. So right now we're just kind of picking up the most trendy things that could potentially be happening, right? Just like potentially I'm angry at Pokemon Go for not being a thing. And maybe Minecraft was not a thing at some point, but it became a thing twice. So maybe it actually fuels two communities at once, which is like pretty crazy. And Pokemon Go, it went away, but it potentially created another understanding of like what a community could look like. And for me, I'm trying to take the best out of the trends that as they happen, but also you cannot underappreciate a community is out there or people actually know about the trend and secretly belong to a community. Who knows? It depends how you associate with things. Because for me personally, now that I say it, I think a person can probably belong to multiple communities at once without themselves even knowing necessarily, because they haven't made specific move into, meeting other people. That's usually the breaking point of like, I'm inside a community feeling. But you might actually still have confirmed feelings basically for something. That's all you have to have. You have to have a surface amount of knowledge and have feelings that this is actually important for you. So it's really tough to keep up with all of this stuff, but this is literally the base ground, and now we have 15 minutes left over. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. I know I took this a little bit slow because this is fucking lame. I might have to redo the hit piece, but I literally don't want to give Belle Delphine that much credit. Oh no. We're gonna reach 1 hour, it's game over. So this is that moment. Are we rejecting Belle Delphine? What are we doing here? I'll think about it. I'll put her on blast if possible. But I literally don't want to consume almost anything anymore. I don't know what I like anymore about her. That's the scary part. I would love to watch her music videos re-uploaded somewhere else. And maybe I'll find a special place. We'll see now. It all comes down now to just hands-on experience. Otherwise, I can rant for hours on the possibilities, obviously. Oh my god, Eat My Ass music video is like the fucking please ban me from YouTube moment, basically, now that I'm realizing. And she got even edgier with a third piece of her music video that also got annihilated. And then she got kind of toned back down with that hammer. But it's like, that's what it takes. Nobody's actually... Either nobody's communicating, right? Authority-wise to Belle. Not even inviting her to be on the platform. It's fucking disgusting if you don't do that much work. But most important is like, yes, it's definitely ban-worthy. It's like two pieces of content were sexual or trigger the society to respond. Like, you talking about suicide? What's going on? Is this normal? Absolutely not. So, oh man. I don't know what to put that Belle Delphine. She probably goes into trash pile. It's like we have a perfect contrast. Annoying Orange is the best, and Belle Delphine is like the worst influencer in a way. And at the same time, I don't know where you are in life. If you simp for Belle Delphine, I don't know where you are in life. I feel sorry for you. There's so many girls that actually look genuinely better in a lot of ways. Alright? It's just, they happen not to have this perfect crazy adventure. But at the same time, this is how it should look like, This is a crazy bitch, is what it's supposed to look like. Alright, my entire narrative. And if I cannot shut up for a moment and be like, maybe I should respect this person, well, it's not happening, is it? How did she went 1,000 influence and became top 27th influencer against me, basically? Is the real question, isn't it? I don't think that's a big question. We can just burn her and pretend that... Wait, what's going on? Why is it -3? Oh, I pressed the respect button. Oh, oopsies. Too bad I cannot redo this whole thing. Oh man, we sure do respect her. Accidentally. No, it's fine. I'm gonna give her points back. I'm not that big of a monster, okay? But I was willing to burn her up all the way to 130. Just burn it. Just like, yeah, Belle Delphine is completely, barely a decent YouTuber. Very nice for survivability. Very bad for an actual... but you know, she's still young. So, you know, you just gotta give her credit for that. And just be patient, as I've said. And I don't know where you are in life, just don't do the same mistake that I did. Because I went through the entire storyline, basically, where she was cute on Instagram, and she was kind of weird on Instagram. And it was inspirational in that sense. And I'm like, I want to have every single photo that she made. Because now, unfortunately, it's a very valuable thing, actually. But it didn't happen to be that big of a deal in the end. Now she's just kind of casual, making up big storylines, but that's what she has to hang on to. Maybe her... No. I still gonna jump on her Twitter, though, just to see what's up. She did a Boxy reference, which is a pretty big reference. Oh, man. I'm scared that certain pixel's gonna pop out and destroy me, basically. I'm scared for that. Even I'm scared, okay? Watching her Twitter account. My name is Boxy. I like Boxy a lot more than Belle Delphine, by the way. Boxy is a real thing. But, you know, numbers speak for themselves, so Belle Delphine just kind of has it in a bag, no matter what I say. Her influence has to cool down first before I can actually trash talk about her and all that shit. If that ever gonna happen, if she actually reaches more popularity and somehow is absolute total trash, basically, in my point of view. I still haven't established how to actually burn people, but this is one of those reasons, right? We're making a hit piece. You're probably gonna make it, because we're gonna go back to 0 anyways, and 130 is just guaranteed points of heat. Because I don't want to see losers around me, okay? Even if I just completely burned your time, which is like 7 minutes left. Cool. Yes, that was a parody, and it got terminated because it's just unprofessional, okay? You can figure it out for yourself what went wrong. Parodies are actually on that edge of like, why does this exist again? Because like, when The Stand, Nicki Minaj has created her own community, and it's not like made out of, you know, underage people or anything. So it's not as edgy as you would think. Go figure, dude. And also up there's a picture of her with a huge dick, basically. Yes, it's a prop, but it's like, you're just fucked everything up, okay? YouTube is not about that, okay? You have to hide your sexuality. That's what makes it appealing and interesting. But if you just bleed out everywhere, then you're a porn star. Then you have to kind of back off a little bit. And don't expect that your crazy adventures are gonna fucking stick on YouTube that easily. Alright? And I don't think I've seen Nicki Minaj with crazy props like that, or just crazy outfits in general. You know, I don't find her that easily. She's more of a feature in videos than actually, you know, a sex symbol of this new generation. Fucking crazy, dude. Let's put it this way. Belle Delphine was something like a popping up community that I really wanted to get more attention and more love. That's what Belle Delphine kind of managed to do. And congratulations, you can go away now. We don't like you anymore. Alright? That's a lot of heat for free. Kind of fucking hate it now. I double think my storyline of this whole thing. I think 150 is a new norm we might be trying to reach. But who knows? Maybe 130 is going to be very expensive for Belle. Because I think the narrative's kind of closing down. I think you got the general feeling that I'm not willing to change it anymore. Unless I pick up some fucking crazy vibes. I'm gonna give her a credit, because this happened before, right? After Pokimane got shut down, after the hit piece, right? I take 1 hour, and afterwards, I'm like, oh, I still feel something, because I consumed all these fucking pictures, right, in my head. They processed, they put me into fucking tiny bit of a fantasy trip, and that's it. It still gets a lot of points, still makes a big change, and something very much worth investing into the heat points too, potentially. But at the same time, it doesn't change it, and heat actually, over time, it goes back to 0. That's the main importance of the system that I use. So over time it goes back to 0, so if there's a special event in like 2 hours of time, I will never get back to 130. There's no point. I just have to give up on whatever the high score I'm gonna get. So if the high score is gonna be 130, that's fine. That was the adventure. It's exhausting. Yes, I feel a little bit embarrassed that Logan Paul actually makes a better hit piece, because it's an actual hit piece on actual Belle Delphine about actual things that you might care about. But I care about something a little bit deeper than just Belle Delphine. I care about the normalities of everything. Okay, I don't care about just monetary values or what are you gonna be doing next or whatever other bullshit is filled up here. How your parents reacted to your porn video? I don't know. They don't like it. Oh, I see. Pretty obvious shit. But it's so cool. It's 1 hour piece for everyone. So I kind of hate being a competitor now all of a sudden of this 1 hour piece. Because I'm definitely losing this. This is just an amateur hit piece. But I guess I got myself another minute shaved off just because I'm uncomfortable about this guy. I love the point where you pass out, you come back to reality. It's something that this guy can't handle, obviously. Me neither. You know, I can't handle people not handling things. Because that means, like, what? We're on that edge of the edge? Edge of the edge? Suicide forest, found again. A dead body. Oh, man. Now Logan Paul has a duty to do, basically. Has to sit there 1 hour and find a dead body, basically. That's the mini game, basically. Let's see if you have suicide forest. You think Japan is bad? Let's fucking put Belle Delphine on the other part of the screen and see if I'm not gonna find a dead body somewhere laying around. You know, is you know, it's so hot when you almost passing out, but you come back to reality. It's like, whoa, I guess I did found a dead body. That's my face right there. Wow. That is the commentary fucking level that I needed to have. That is thumbs up for Belle Delphine as well. You know, like, that's the best time to end the video, honestly. And we're gonna have to cheat if I have any respect for her. You know, now it's that moment of passing out, of like, you might not pass, Belle. Very well. How much respect do I have for her in general? I'm gonna have a moment of silence and really think about it. Alright? The total level of respect. Can I push it to 130? And also, yeah. And did she even lose or gain anything? Probably no. 0% on that one. That last one that really matters, 0%. There's no way to actually evaluate this. Unless I actually watch porn again that she made. And it was a little bit, you know, a stressful experience for me. It's like, well, this is what people wanted. I guess I have to jump on board myself and get myself off. And I don't know if this can happen again anymore. Knowing that the personal tension is a little bit awkward. You know, it's like, if this is what you like to talk about as well, if your career is not just like, hey, I'm a sweet person career-wise and I don't want to talk about it, then I would actually understand her personality. But right now I think she's just way too deep into this bullshit. It's very hard to respect. I don't know, man. Are we gonna be stuck like this, thinking that there's another hidden rule where I have to just stop and I cannot press the adrenaline button? There must be like a piece of content that I can watch, right? Where I can respect her. But I respect her overall, and that's about it. The entire storyline is pretty cool. It's just gonna go down the hill, basically. So it's like, she has IG storyline. There's the bathwater section. I guess I have to do like this. And she enters YouTube. And now she's doing OnlyFans, right? Up until this point, you know, is going pretty high, but I know this is no longer the area I care about anymore. And it's supposed to go down significantly from there as well. Unless Belle Delphine comes up with some kind of crazy new idea, right? That breaks my perception and says it's a positive perception, because now I don't know what's up there. I can only see if it's positive or negative, whether I should care about it or not. Because now I know her storyline. I don't have to get to know a person anymore. Across. Just normalize basically the person. I don't have to do that. They can do whatever they want. That's the weird maturity trip that our relationship takes place at, in a way. There's a certain period until you get to know a person, but there's also a certain period where it's like, whoa, what the fuck is happening here? It can happen, and then, you know, it's a question of like, at every single new period, you're still kind of re-evaluating this person. So right now, I'd say it's not good. But she just deserves respect to some degree. for creating that edgy storyline that, like, why am I making a hit piece about her specifically? Well, she's the closest person to YouTube in the first place. And I think she, as she was inspiring, you know, a certain type of behavior, which in a way turns into this TikTok phase, I would say. Alright? Or rather, the entire career here that's not concerned about OnlyFans. It kind of gets washed into TikTok as a starting point for a bunch of girls, actually, because they kind of reenact Belle Delphine's thing way better right now. So if you want Belle Delphine to be a part of your life, truly, TikTok. Just use that. You'll find every girl way more attractive than all the girls that don't actually use YouTube nor properly use Instagram. TikTok is that place. Anyways, so it is a very complicated story. It's just something I have to burn. And Belle Delphine 4, put her on 130, which is our benchmark. She doesn't get any points. Which is like, what's the point of, like, even giving her attention if she's not, if she's stagnant? That's the whole point. She is stagnant. And I don't think I have any more interest besides, if she pulls a YouTube channel into existence, a girl into existence to actually, and she's doing a normal type of style videos. To some degree, right? You have your style. You can only make, well, let's not call it normal style, let's call it normal, but obviously your style, but it's still normal, you know, it's not breaking any rules type of normal. Because everyone has their style, everyone has their personalities. So I think Belle Delphine's career is not over. It's just about the question of, like, how can she further her career? Can she make friends? What's gonna happen next is that one thing. Because mostly it's through association right now that she can gain my comfort. Because I think what happened here is a total crash, a total disaster. I don't think she can come through with this and make things better in terms of the way I feel. Now, there's obviously another aspect of, like, she had a boyfriend this whole fucking time too, revelation, which nobody's happy about, I believe. And it gets even weirder, you know? I think her fantasies can get extremely twisted because of the way other people feel, you know? There's so much more deeper stuff going on that you don't want to pay attention too much to the leader of the group that's kind of bringing in inspiration to people. You know, don't pay attention to Belle Delphine too much. Just treat her as I do it, you know. It's a hit piece. I tried, I failed. It's a decent YouTuber for very secret reasons in a way, as an inspiration to other people. Because I would, but in a way, like, if you just copycat what Belle Delphine does, you will make a mistake the same fucking way, right? You have to figure out how to make it normal. So Belle Delphine probably cannot go back in time or even go back in self-esteem to make a normal YouTube channel. She shouldn't care. She's now rich, you know, and does her thing with the people that she built a community out of. The simp army, whatever. But everyone else has to follow certain rules, not to be completely obliterated. And who knows, you know, the biggest question is how those people are going to get their attention. That is the biggest question now. Otherwise, this piece is off. And it was okay, alright? But Delphine is definitely not supposed to be on my, like, super hot list of people anymore. That's what I'm saying. The cool is off, basically. And there's plenty of girls that should climb and kind of take advantage of this whole thing going down, I would say. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.